And also don't forget that we got a 24-hour voice chat room, Money Bomb voice chat room going on today. You're more than welcome to join us at ronpaultribune.com. And yeah, Steve Collett, if you have any time today, man, you're more than welcome to go up there, plug your race and everything like that. But I wanted to ask you, was there anything else you wanted to touch on that you wanted to speak on?
Well, I wanted to direct everybody once again to my website, www.electcollett.com. And I wanted to emphasize once again that I am a candidate that can beat Henry Waxman. I will get people from the right and the left, and people that, and from the left, I think I can draw progressives, anti-war people. I'm in a master's program at UCLA. I'm getting a second master's degree right now. And one of my professors at UCLA is Michael Dukakis, the 88 Democratic presidential nominee. And he stopped me in the hallway the other day, and he goes, "Steve," he said, I was watching the debates. He said, "There's only one candidate up there." He's talking about the Republican debates. "There's only one candidate up there that's really got principles." And he goes, "That's the good doctor from Texas." He said, "Ron, he's a fraud." And he said, "Gingrich is a kook." This is what he said.
Of course he is.
But he said Ron Paul is right. He goes, and I agree with him on foreign policy. And I said to Michael Dukakis, I said, and he's also right on civil liberties. He's also right on drug policy, and he's also right on the Federal Reserve. And so Ron Paul is admired from people from all ends of the political spectrum. And I invite everybody again to the debate tonight at UCLA at 7 p.m. At Moore Hall, and to come tomorrow to LA Liberty headquarters at 3 p.m. Judge Jim Gray is going to come, and he's offered to come work the Ron Paul phone banks. He's the Libertarian candidate for vice president, and a retired judge here from Orange County. And tomorrow afterwards, we're going to be having a gathering at 6 p.m. at my home in Hermosa Beach, which is at 2624 The Strand, and we're going to be speaking on the beach at about 6 p.m. So anybody who's a Ron Paul fan and people that don't know about Ron Paul but would like to learn more about libertarian principles and Ron Paul are welcome to come to any of those events.
Yes, that's great. More Ron Paul supporters running, more Ron Paul candidates. And like you said, I mean, we just want somebody to change it. And I'm really excited that Jenny Warman's running. I think she's in my district and you're running in that district. It'd be great for a lot of us to be able to say my congressman is a Ron Paul, candidate. That would make me feel a lot better, and just to know that you're not too far away. And so I think it's a great thing, and I want to let you know that you can come on the show anytime. You got any events coming up, any things you want to plug, you just let me know, and you can come on. Before we end the show, I did want to ask you a little bit, what do you think? I'm curious of your opinion. What do you think about the Ron Paul campaign situation with the whole new email that just came out? Do you have any thoughts on that? Any thoughts towards the campaign that's been going on?
Are you talking about the fact that he's not going to be raising more funds for the campaign?
Well, to be more specific, the fact that he's not going to be spending money in the primary states, and then the fact that his campaign manager, Jesse Benton, pretty much told the press that Ron Paul supporters are up for grabs, and that we're looking at platform issues to fix. And I guess a lot of us kind of felt like we were thrown under the bus. Some of us still got mixed feelings about it, and I was just curious, what were your thoughts about it?
Well, there's one thing about Ron Paul is a class act, and Ron Paul is a fiscal conservative. So I think he was demonstrating his fiscal responsibility, and he didn't want to go out gathering money and spending money in additional primaries, and for that he deserves a lot of credit. If one of my hopes is that by reaching out to Ron Paul supporters, we offer an alternative if Ron Paul does not continue to pursue, and that is the Gary Johnson, Jim Gray Libertarian ticket. And but like I said, Gary Johnson has spoken publicly. He's rooting for Ron Paul. If you watch the early debates, Gary Johnson is a former Republican himself.
Yep.
And the early debates, there was a question, if you had to pick someone to be your vice president, I don't know if you saw this debate, but Gary Johnson, who would it be? And the only guy that really spoke up was Gary Johnson, and he leaned over and he pointed, he goes, it'd be that man, the third chair down here, and that was Ron.
Hey, of course, that's awesome, man. That just gave Gary Johnson a whole bunch of cool points in everybody's book.
Yeah, no, Gary Johnson loves and admires Ron Paul. So do all the libertarians, and we're often offering them a alternative. And we will all continue to root for Ron Paul, to do whatever we can to help Ron Paul. But if at any point Ron Paul does not continue a hard run for the presidency, Gary Johnson, Jim Gray, president, vice presidential candidates will be there for the Libertarian Party. And by the way, if we get at least 5% of the vote, which if we had the Ron Paul supporters, that would be for sure, or even a significant number of them. That gets like $90 million of funds to the Libertarian Party in the next election. So it's an enormous advantage. If we get 15% of the vote, then we're in the debates. Then we'll have a Libertarian candidate up there. And, Gary Johnson was a two-term governor in New Mexico. He was turned out, but he vetoed 750 bills. He's, while he was in office. He's an amazing guy if you want to check him out. But we're all Ron Paul fans.
Man, that's awesome, man, and I hope to be getting involved more. Like I said, if you can win this race and actually be the Libertarian candidate, I would love to help you out in any way that I can. To me, it's just so good to know that Ron Paul's message is able to spread, and even some people who already knew his message beforehand. But to see so many candidates out now and running under Ron Paul's platform and supporting the message, I think this is going to bring more of us together. And maybe there's people that you can win over that Ron Paul can't win, that I can't win. And so everybody's playing their part, and I think it's great. And so I really do hope to, as soon as you can, if you can let Gary Johnson know, let the ex-judge know, that I would love to have both of them on ASAP. I know my listeners would love to hear that. And what we have here? Okay, so yeah, we got about a minute left. You want to plug your website real quick, your Facebook, people can reach you?
Yeah, it's the website is www.electcollett.com. You can also go to got a Facebook page, Steve Collett, Collett is on the last name. Like the page, and I got all kinds of Ron Paul stuff up there, as well as other activities. I'm doing stuff every day. My race has got the second highest funding in terms of funds raised of the 8 candidates after Henry Waxman. We've got the most volunteers. We've got the best social media presence. I can win on June 5th, and if I win in that primary, come in top 2, I can beat Henry Waxman in November.
Well, you need to Waxman out of here. You want to get him out of here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, that's great, man. Let's get these criminals out of office, man. So we might throw a party if you can make that happen over at Liberty headquarters. Oh, and real quick, can you plug the address real quick where they can go? Liberty, Ron Paul headquarters.
Yeah, LA Liberty headquarters are at my offices at 1728 Abbott Kinney Boulevard in Venice. It's just south of Venice Boulevard on Abbott Kinney, and there's parking in the back. You'll see the big signs of the building, a giant Ron Paul sign. You'll also see a Steve Collett and a Gary Johnson sign, not as big as Ron Paul's.
All right, well, there we go. We're at the end of this show. I appreciate it, Steve, man. Anytime, and let me know when you get in contact with him.